Hello and welcome to this video on easy product creation. Now, having your own product is a really good idea. It's not necessary. You don't need it to make money online, but it's definitely a really good idea. So why would you want your own product? If you look at it, most successful marketers have their own products. It doesn't matter how they make their money. You'll see a Facebook marketing expert. They make money in as Facebook marketing experts, but if you notice that they all have products on how to become a Facebook marketing expert. And same thing with affiliate marketers. They always seem to have products about how to be good affiliate marketers. So if you notice the marketplace, successful marketers, no matter what they're doing, the one thing they all have in common is that they all have their own products. And having your own product, it's because having your own product allows you to leverage the marketplace in your favor. So let me give you a few examples of this. Having your own product gives you security. The reason why, because it puts you in control of your business. For example, if you're an affiliate marketer, you really have no control over affiliate products. You don't know if you're promoting an affiliate product and it's doing really well for you, you don't know if tomorrow that vendor will take that product down or that vendor will change the price or something like that. You don't have any control over that. Not only that, but you don't have any control over the industry itself. So just like take the Google Slap, for example. A lot of people who depended on Google rankings lost their entire business when Google deranked their sites. So having your own list and having your own product gives you security in your business. And traffic, having your own product brings in a ton of great traffic, and by traffic I mean it attracts affiliates and JVs, which is one of the best traffic sources you could get. The reason why is because affiliates bring in buyer traffic and a lot of it. You could get a lot of traffic for free fast. So have it, and the only way to do that is with owning your own products, because when you own your own products, you could build your own affiliates and JVs. Authority. When you own your own products, you position yourself as the expert in your niche. Your customers will see you as an expert because you are the author of these products. And not only that, but it increases revenue. You just make more money because now, number one, you could sell your own products for 100% of the profits, as well as you could have an affiliate army, a bunch of affiliate armies selling your products for you for commission. And you can't do that as an affiliate. As an affiliate, you would have to bring a lot of traffic just to make a lot of money off of the commission. So owning your own product increases the revenue and is a great idea. Not only that, but there's a ton more options you could do with your own product. There's really lots of things you could do, and we're going to cover those in a little bit. So creating your own product doesn't have to be difficult. For some reason, people make creating your own product a lot harder than it needs to be. When it all comes down to it, you just kind of just need to do it. What I found is that it's not that people don't know how to make a product; it's that they just don't do it. So just watching this video isn't going to create a product for you. In the end, you're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to create the product. And you're going to see the different types of products and how to create them in a little bit. We're going to cover that. But again, you need to really just get it done. And don't look for perfection. Good enough is okay, and you could perfect it as you go. For an example, my very first product, my very first ebook, it took me a year to make. So it was literally 1 year to make that ebook, and it's because I continued to polish it and try to make it perfect. And really, it does not need to be. Again, good enough is okay, and that is the reason why version 1. Your product. You would have version 1 of your product. You put that out there, and the feedback you get from your customers is what you use to make your product even better, and then that would be version 2. And that is why I give all my customers free lifetime updates, because I continue to make my products even better. My products aren't perfect by any means. I know there's a few issues in there, and my customers tell me maybe they need help. Maybe they didn't quite understand something, or they would like me to go into detail on something else, and that's what I do when I perfect my product. And version 2.0, 3.0, and so on and so forth, and your product just becomes better and better over time. And all of your customers can get each version for free. And it's all about the customer. Always remember that. Sometimes we forget that. Unfortunately, our industry kind of got... They just say, create a product. That's how you make money online. Create a product, create a product, create a product. And we forget about the customer. And a lot of just rehashed junk is out there, and a lot of just PLR. PLR is good to use, but don't use it as is. You got to just use it for the ideas and expand on them with your own views. Focus on creating a good product with a total focus on the customer and their success, because this is what it's all about. And that's the only way to build a long-term business, is to always think about the customer and think about them. Now, types of info products, different types of info products. What kind are there? There's the ebook and report. Now, remember what I said, creating your own product does not have to be hard. The ebook and report is one of the simplest things you could do. You could literally just open up a Word program, write out your product, format it to look nice, make it easier to read for the customer. Then use free tools like docupub.com/PDF convert. That's a free tool, and convert it to a PDF, and you literally have a product right there. Also, if you don't have, for the Word program I use Microsoft Word. There's also free ones out there like OpenOffice, openoffice.org. That's a free program, Word program, and that's literally what it comes down to. You could literally, if you're an expert in something, you could take a laptop and go find a quiet place and just sit down and write your thoughts and write out your product and convert it to a PDF, and you have a product. It doesn't really need to be harder than that. Now, slide video. A slide video is just like this one. You would create slides using PowerPoint or Keynote. I use PowerPoint. Then use screen capture software to record you narrating and detailing the slides. Just like this product right here that you're watching, this video, this is a slide video. And what you would do is you would take bullet points, you will write down all your bullet points and just expand on them as you're narrating. An audio download, you could literally just record yourself speaking and dictate into a recorder and save that as an MP3, and you have an audio download product. A talking head video, you just take a video camera and your script of what you want to cover, and you just go to town recording yourself. Like these are really, really easy info products. Expert interview. This is actually the easiest one. You don't even need to do the work yourself. Write out some questions using a Word program. Email them to a few experts. Once they answer them, compile the interviews into a report, or record a live, or you could even record a live interview between you and an expert over the computer. I've done that, and it really doesn't get any easier than that. And it's especially easy in niches outside the IM market, because a lot of the experts in those niches, they don't get paid a lot, and they don't. If you tell them, if you contact them and tell them that you're writing a book and you would like to include them in the book, a lot of them, just based off of ego and just the fact of them wanting to see their name in print, will do the interview for free. So that really doesn't get any easier than that. I literally did that. I asked a few, this is in the pigeon niche. I found a few, champion pigeon racers, and I said, hey, do you mind filling out an interview? I'm putting together a product and I'd like to use your experience in the product. And every one of them said, okay. I sent them all the questions. They answered them, and I compiled it into a product, and that was the product. So it really, that's a great place to start too. And more options. You could create software that's a little more detailed. You could create memberships. You could have graphic bundles. If you're a graphic artist, you could sell your graphics as info products. You could sell templates. I've done that where I made templates for the pigeon niche, and people could literally download the templates and reuse them over and over again. So there's a lot of options, but the ebook report, the slide video, audio download, talking head video, expert interview, those are very easy to do. And again, it doesn't have to be harder than it needs to be. Now, leveraging your product. This is another reason. I'm going to go into why it's very important to have your own product. And not only that, but once you create your product, what you could do with it. Repurposing your product allows you to leverage your work. So here are some examples. You could turn your products into different formats. For example, ebooks. If you write an ebook, you could take the contents of that ebook, strip out all the bullets, put it into slides, and then you could create that into a video. And once you do the video of you talking, you could literally just extract the audio from that, and now you have an audio product. So just doing the one work, you could create different formats of your video. And you're going to see how that you could turn that into upsells and stuff in a bit. Now you can strip down a bigger product into smaller ones. So I actually did that with this product here. Is I went to town and I just did a huge product with all different modules. But what you could do is you could now take each one of those modules and turn them into front-end products of their own. Just expand on them a little bit. For instance, this easy product creation module is part of the Niche Cash Machine Blueprint Advanced Training course. However, I could take these slides, add in an example of me making my own product. Let's say I make a product in 5 hours, and I monitor me making that product in 5 hours, and I would team that up with the video, and now that is its own front-end product. You could also bundle your products together as upsells. So if you got all of these front-end products now, you could actually bundle them all up as upsells. And I've actually done that in the pigeon niche, where I wrote a bunch of different front-end products, and that was over the course of a time. And then what I did was I just bundled them all up into a bundle upsell where you could, and then now I created an upsell which adds income to my business and put it into a sales funnel without doing any extra work, really, because the information was already done. You could also strip down your products for website and newsletter content. So for example, I could turn just this slide here into an article. And I could name it, let's say, 8 ways to repurpose your products. So you could literally go through all of your products and turn your product into a bunch of articles. And now you have content for your website and for your newsletter content. You could also drip feed your products content for membership sites. So this is, like I said, after you made your product, these are all the things you could do with your product. You could take your product, just like you did by stripping it down for website and newsletter content. You could take that content and drip feed it into a membership site. So let's say you create a membership site on how to create products or something like that, or internet marketing. I could take all of these modules and drip feed it where the members will get a piece of it every month for a membership site. Let's say $17 a month or $27 a month. You could also give your products to other vendors as bonuses. And you'll get a lot of, the best part about that is you get buyer traffic. So these people have already been proven to buy because they already bought. And you would give your product to somebody as a bonus, and it helps you both because they get to raise the value of their product, and you get to build a buyer list at the same time. And in the long run, you could give them away as freebies for lead generation. So if you have a product that's maybe a little older and already ran its course, you could just end up giving it away as a freebie and start building a subscriber list off of that product. And lastly, you could go physical and turn all of your ebooks, videos, and audios into physical books, DVDs, and CDs, and you could do that through Kunaki.com. You can literally make physical CDs and DVDs really super cheap on there. And Lulu.com, you could turn your reports and ebooks into physical books. So really, two really cool resources right there. So these are 8 ways to repurpose your product. And like I said, you're doing the work once, and there's like a ton of different things that you could do to leverage that product and to grow your business. So this is another great example of why it's very important to have your own products. So where do you start from here? Start by breaking down your niche. You would have your niche, break it down into topics. Each topic can be turned into a front-end product. Start by creating an outline for each topic to give yourself a guide, then just do it. So create the table of contents first, and then write and expand upon that. You could do that over the course of time, and then you could bundle your front-end products as an upsell and turn your front-end products into different formats for upsells as well. I'm going to show you that in a minute in a graphic. And then lastly, start selling and then leverage your product. So here's an example of what I did in the pigeon niche. I broke the pigeon niche down into different topics, and what it was there was 5 main topics in the pigeon niche. There was feeding and nutrition, health, training, breeding, and racing strategies. These were the 5 topics that audience wanted to know most about. And what I did was I actually created a front-end product, which was it was a report. And I created a front-end product for each of these topics. Now, it seems like a lot of work, and it kind of is, but what you could do is once you create one report, you could put it out to sell. So get it going, and then while that product is out there selling, you create the next one, and then put that out there for sale, and so on and so forth until you got them all together, and then you could start bundling them together. Once you create your front-end products, like I showed you before, you could turn your front-end product report into a slide video, into video format, or you could also extract the audio from that video and turn it into an audio, and you could use that as an upsell because video and audio have a higher perceived value. So if you have your front-end product, your report, let's say you have it for $17, you could upsell them the video format of that same report for $27. And then what you could do is upsell the bundle of all of your front-end products together as an upsell as well. This is a real example of what I did in the pigeon niche. And also, it works vice versa because same with the Niche Cash Machine Blueprint, what I did was I actually created the entire bundle first. I created all the products first, right off the bat, and then you could start pulling and use each one of these modules and sell them individually. I hope that made a lot of sense to you. So I get asked a lot of times, what if I don't know anything? I'm not an expert and I don't know about a niche. I can't create a product if I don't know anything. Well, that's not true. And I have examples of this myself that I have done in my own business. It's okay if you don't know anything because you're actually an info publisher. That's the cool thing about our business. You don't need to be an expert. Experts are pretty much everywhere. You just need to be able to compile information. That's what info publishers do, and that's what we do in our business. So, how to create a product when you're not an expert? There's a few different ways. You could literally just find an expert. Find an expert in your niche and interview them, or simply ask them to make a product for you. This is actually even easier and cheaper, like I said before. In most cases, even free. In niches outside the IM niche, I did both. I found experts to do interviews with, and I also found an expert who created an entire product for me. I said, he was a champion pigeon fancier. I said, hey, can you create a product for me of how you got to a beginner to a champion? And I gave him $300 for that, and he wrote an entire an entire product of how he did it. It was great for him because he got $300 and he was writing about something he was passionate about. And I went on to sell. I launched that to my list, that product that he wrote, and in the first day, I made $1,200 off that product. So I think there's like $900 profit in the very first day, and that product continues to sell today. So it's made a lot more since then. So for a $300 investment, it was the greatest, and I didn't do any of the work. So I just took his product and I put it all together as a product for sale, and it's really that easy. That's if you could do this both ways if you don't know anything about a niche, or you could even do this if you know about a niche and just want to kind of save yourself some time. So again, even if you don't know nothing, there's experts everywhere. You could earn while you learn. Even if you're not an expert in a niche, you can still create a product on your own. You could pick a niche that you would like to learn more about, and as you learn yourself, you can write about it. You can write about your own journey and create a product at the same time. For example, after watching this video, you're going to be a product creation expert. So what you could do is you watch this video, you could actually take what you've learned in this video and create your own video about it. And you could also, what I would do, you watch this video, for instance, you go out and you create your own product and you show how you created your own product. So now you take what you've learned in this video, you show you doing it in real life, you record all of that, you package it up into a product, and now while you were learning, you were creating your product at the same time. And you could always outsource. You could hire somebody to ghostwrite a product for you. Hire an expert to create the product. You could use things like Odesk.com or the Warrior Forum. There's freelancers looking for jobs all the time. You could just tell them what topic you want written about, and they'll go to town, and you just pay them, and product done. That'll save you, it costs some money, but it saves you a lot of time in the end. So to summarize, pick a niche, break the niche down into topics, create a product or products for each topic, bring them to your marketplace. So once you create a product, it's literally as easy as just opening up a Word document and just writing your product. How to lose 7 pounds in 7 days, or whatever niche you're into. It could be, if you're a poker player, you could just record your sessions. Let's say today you played 8 sit and goes, you won 6 of them, so you're ahead of the game, and then you could show poker strategies and everything. It's really, you just got to get out there and do it. Bring them to your marketplace, start selling them. Leverage all of your products by bundling them, stripping them down into content, and we go over to how to use the content and stuff in Niche Cash Machine Blueprint. So make sure you watch all of those modules as well. And then you could always bundle your products and put them into strong sales funnels, because that is really where the money is made in our business. It's through the back end, and to continually upsell and sell through the back end. And remember to perfect it as you go with feedback from your customers. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just get the product out there. And focus on making a good product with your customers' best interests a priority. Again, that stuff is super important. Bring value to your niche. Don't just throw garbage out there for a quick buck. And lastly, you need to just do it. Like right now, after this video stops, grab a pen and a piece of paper. Find somewhere quiet and just think about your niche. Think about a product in your niche. You could even just record your journey as you learn internet marketing, and you could go from zero to making your first dollar online. Just record that journey. I mean, that you could turn that into a product as well. So I hope you enjoyed that training on easy product creation. Really, it's creating your own products. You're creating your legacy. Again, your customers are number one, and don't wait, don't be perfect, just get it out there, perfect it as it goes, and think about your customer and think about your marketplace. So, don't wait any longer. Get out there, start making your products, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.